Fellas, how are we? Week 14, last week of the regular season, is upon us. Some people have quit, some people are still going, some people are locked in. We'll get into it like we always do. Just ripped a quick Peloton class right quick. Got to get me in the right mindset to do this recap. Log was our, actually, I almost said Log was our big loser of the week because he scored 103, but he wasn't. Sammy was our big loser of the week. Let's hear from little old Sammy first and foremost. Sammy, what do you got for us?
Hey fellas, this is Sammy calling in from the toilet because I'm shit. My team is total dog shit, and I thought it would be fitting. This is also like my fourth time recording this video because I keep on making them too long because I'm crying the entire time. So I'll try to quicken it up. First, J Herbs did shit this week, but not the reason I lost. If I slotted in Sam Darnold, I would have still lost. He did fine down the stretch. Just needed more from you this week. Breece Hall, up and down all season, got 6 points for me. Not what you want from your 5th overall pick. You need to be consistently good, and I fucked that up. That's upsetting. And it's been, Jared offered me a trade for him earlier in this year. I don't even want to look it up because it'll make me sad. Should have accepted. Derrick Henry, not your fault. You've been solid. Want you to go off a little bit more, but you've been solid, whatever. Neighbors did fine, even with a shit quarterback. He's been good all year. I'm happy with you. No major complaints. But Debo, so fucking fat and slow. Down this, I got him at 36 or something overall. Horrible. Worst decision I have ever made. He has gotten like 3, 6, and 4 points these past 3 weeks. He has been so bad, so disappointing, and maybe it's definitely part of the reason why I didn't make the playoffs. The main reason is I'm an idiot at trades, and I should have listened to RotoWire. Whatever. Kittle did fine. I mean, he did shit, but he's been doing fine. I can't blame anything on him. 1.7 points is dog shit, and maybe part of the reason why I lost this week. But he's been amazing over the entire year, so I can't be too mad at you. JT shouldn't have traded for you. Idiot. Did fine this week, but shouldn't have traded for you. MHJ, on and off down the stretch. On and off this entire year. Did good this week. I'm happy with it, but wish it would have been more consistent. Washington D, fine. It's really sad when I go around the league, though, and I see my former players. Chase Brown, 19 points, was a heartbreaker for me. Bacon, 17 points, heartbreaker for me. DK even got 10 points, and that's more than all my wide receivers except for those in my flex. So that's upsetting. Yeah, my team's just dog shit. We're just bad. Deserve everything coming my way. Sky was right. Sky was right. I don't know what else to say. Signing off.
Yes, I will say much respect to Sammy for sending me that on Monday. It's a pain having to chase people down. Sammy, thanks for getting that over to me bright and early. In a must-win situation, you did not win. You came up very short. Sky beat you 124-91. Our winner of the week. So I eked out Sean by less than 1 point, by 0.9 points. I was 168. Sean was 167 because Josh Allen threw a touchdown to himself. But you guys listen to me talk for 30 minutes every week. So I thought, even though I was the winner of the week, technically, let's hear from the true winner of the week and a surprise Spirit Winner of the Week award. Surprise guest. What do you have for us?
What's up, guys? Surprise video at the request of the commissioner. Big week this past week. Shout out to Jerry Judy. That got me the win that is catapulting me into this position to make this video at behest of the league. I'm just happy to be a part of it. Fuck you, Noto. I beat you. The trade was worth it. Honestly, this is the highlight of my season. I know I have to outscore Sammy by like 100 points and have like 8 different people lose for me to make the playoffs, but I'm happy to be here. So, yeah, good luck, everybody. I deserve that win. Thanks.
An excellent surprise that I personally was very happy with, and I'm sure you all are too. So Jack beating Noto by a score of 148-130 behind the back of Jerry Judy's 40 points actually was massive for the playoff picture. It propelled Sean into winning in to get the bye, which means Noto does not control his own destiny if he wants to get a bye, and it also puts Noto on my side of the bracket instead of him saying he's going to play me in the championship. If he ends up getting the 3rd seed and then he ends up winning his first game, he faces me after that. So that's what it is. That's what it is, folks. Jack, that was a massive win. You're not technically dead. There is a path for you to get in the playoffs, which I will cover. But first, let's get into the recap. I went 3-2 on predictions. I got the Omar Stern game wrong. I got the Noto Jack game wrong. I'm 38-27 on the year, so I'm doing pretty well. I'm 10-3 on my games, 10-3 on Log's games. Omar, I'm 4-9 on your games. Can't figure you out. And then there's a little bit of a gap. Char's 6-7. Everyone else, you fall somewhere in between those lines. Okay. Log and Sean. This one was not close from the very first game. The Thanksgiving games, the matchup was basically over. Sean was up like 100-20 immediately. Apologies. Got a text about Kratos doing something stupid, and those who know Kratos will know that will come as no surprise. This game was basically over. Sean had Jordan Love, Jonnu Smith, Tyreek Hill, and Josh Jacobs, and the Cowboys defense all average out to about 20 points. He was up 100-20 before the Sunday games even started. It was just a beatdown through and through. 64-point margin of victory. It was never close. Baker with his worst performance of the year after Log trades for him, but he does get Pickens, who is definitely better than Garrett Wilson. So I will say for Log, that was a good trade on your end. I do like it. TJ Hawkinson disappointed a little bit, but he did outscore Kyle Pitts, who you dropped, who actually had a 0 burger. So there was nothing you could have done. Even if you would have played all the right people, you wouldn't have come close to what Sean did this week. Sean, looking like a well-oiled machine. Njoku on the bench with 26, Thielen on the bench with 23, and Ramondre on the bench with 12. Kenneth Walker was literally his only player in the starting lineup that scored less than 10. Lockett had 4 on the bench. Everyone else had at least 10. So, pretty crazy. I will say one thing about Sean that I feel goes under the radar is he streams defenses, and he normally does a good job of picking them. So, I might need to just copy what he's doing from my other leagues because he always seems to hit on those. Okay. Ben and Omar. So, Ben basically broke Omar's heart. Omar can't beat Ben. I think Omar's checked out. We don't have a last place punishment. I'll be surprised if he watches this. I don't think he's going to set his lineup. Really just shattered his hopes and spirits. 118-115. I will say neither of these teams particularly deserve to win, both scoring less than 120, but them the breaks. Stern, leading scorer was Nico, followed by Mark Andrews and T. Higgins. His defensive play of the Seahawks, who got the pick 6 and the fumble, scored 16 points. That was the game right there. Omar looked like he had a shot going into Monday Night Football after CMC got hurt. He left with 8 points. He's done for the year, it looks like. And Chuba obviously disappointed only with 2 points this week, but he needed 3 more points from Courtland Sutton. He needed 19. He got 16. Comes up in heartbreaking fashion. He was all in on JSN. I don't really know why, but he was very pumped to get him. He disappointed with 11 points, his lowest scoring game in a while. Travis Kelce with 13 was fine. Brian Thomas Jr. honestly should have had like 2 more 60-yard touchdowns, but Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence both either overthrew or underthrew him. Dave Montgomery got stuffed on the 1-yard line. That was a bummer for Omar. Just wasn't his day. Keenan Allen with 24 on the bench. You hate to see that. And then, you're always going to start the Texans defense against the Jaguars, but just seeing Chargers with 17, Texans in 1, that's got to be crushing for Omzi. So Omzi's season is officially done. He's eliminated from playoff contention. He's in 9th place. Him and Stern both are the only 2 teams eliminated from playoffs. So it's been a fun season, boys. Omar, you did beat me that 1 week. You took my money, so it wasn't a wash for you. But I'm sure you're looking forward to the next year. Okay, Sky and Sammy. These 2 guys were beefing. The 6-6, 5-7 matchup. Sky gets the win, 124-91. Sammy's strategy of going all in the last 2 weeks resulted in him scoring 91 2 weeks in a row. Justin Herbert disappointed with 7 after the lab went out. There was just no one that could catch the ball. Breece Hall's been horrible. Derrick Henry was fine. Debo's fat and slow. We've established that. Malik Neighbors was good. Kittle was bad. Marvin Harrison Jr. actually had a good week. JT had a good week. And then the Commies defense was solid. On Sky's side of it, he was led by none other than Najee Harris with 24 points. Carried him to victory. Rico Dowdle with 21 on Thanksgiving. Those were his two highest performers, both the only two people who scored more than 20. CJ Stroud was pretty mid. Again, he's been really bad this whole year. He's currently the QB 16, which is pretty crazy because he was drafted in like the 5th or 6th round. Tony Pollard with 8, Drake London with 17, that was solid. Jacoby Myers with 15, also solid. And then D-Hop with 13. I feel like you take that from someone you get that late in the draft. I'm assuming. Okay, so actually, Stern had drafted and dropped him. Sky got him. But Sky also got Elijah Moore on the bench. I'm not sure, but he will likely end up in the lineup next week, maybe. I know he made the right call benching Brock Purdy, who looked atrocious in that snow game on Sunday. But yeah, Sammy, just bad. No one scored more than 20. His team seems to be crumbling. He made some moves he probably didn't need to make. But I will say the trade that he made this week with Char, I thought actually was pretty fair for both parties. He gets Jahmyr Gibbs back and Devontae Smith. Gives up Derrick Henry, who has a bye this week anyway. But we'll get into it. That's last week. But yeah, Sky, currently in 5th place at 7-6. He's in the playoffs. The only spot that's up for grabs is that 6th place one, which is between Sammy, Log, and Jack. And like I said, I'll cover all of that. Sammy, 5-8, could still get in the playoffs with a win this week. Jack and Noto, this game was awesome. 40 points from Jerry Jeudy on Monday Night Football. Couldn't have been better. Jack wasn't even watching. I had to FaceTime him and let him know. But an unbelievable upset. 148 points, which is only the 4th highest score this week. Lamar with 25, Joe Mixon with 20, B-Rob with 17, Jerry Jeudy with 40. Wan'Dale Robinson is horrible, and I'm 100% confident that Jack is regretting that Deontay Johnson for Rico Dowdle trade, especially this week. He doesn't have any running backs. He could really use Dowdle. But that's neither here nor there. Noto, 130. Solid outing. I think Noto, this whole season, has been getting carried by his second flex, dropping 30 each week, whether it's Darnell Mooney, whether it's Jordan Addison, or it's Jamar scoring 50. He did not have that this week. 130 is still a very solid week, but when you're going up against a guy scoring 40, it's not going to work. Jalen with 17, James Cook with 19, Devon Achane with 21, Jamar with 20, A.J. Brown with 11. Trey McBride's been unbelievable from a PPR perspective, just Kyler's safety blanket, catching everything. Has not had a receiving touchdown yet, which is pretty crazy. Darnell Mooney disappointed. The Falcons' offense looks pretty horrible, but the Chargers' defense is very good. And then Garrett Wilson. I think I've been pretty outward that I've been very low on Garrett Wilson this whole year, and it looks like he's cooled off from the really hot stretch he had in the middle of the season. Lions defense was fine against Chicago, only 5 points. You hope for more. Massive win for Jack. Huge bummer for Noto, who thought he probably had a bye locked in and now does not control his own destiny anymore. Tough one. Me and Char, I get the season sweep on Char. Char, as soon as his team started being good, has started losing. When he was scoring 110, 120, he was squeaking by. He scored 140 the past 2 weeks, lost both weeks. Jaden with 27. So we did our trade, which was he gave me Josh Allen and Ladd. I gave him Jaden and Mike Evans. I didn't start Ladd this week, but even if I would have, his side that he got the trade actually won the trade. They had 52 points. Josh Allen and Ladd combined had 48. So Char won that deal for this week. It didn't matter. Cooper Kupp had 4 points, and everyone else was very solid for me. Bucky with 27, Brock Bowers with 30, Bijan with 25, Josh Allen threw a pass to himself, 28, Saquon with 19, and then Amon-Ra with 12 on Thanksgiving. So 168, that's going to get it done most weeks, unless I'm playing Omar and he drops 200 on me. Char, 149. Chase Brown, very solid, 19 points. Mike Evans, very solid, 25 points. DJ Moore and Jaden Reed on Thanksgiving both had very good games, 23 and 19 respectively. 149 is going to get it done most weeks. Char, you definitely got unlucky this week. But candidly, I don't think your playoff position is changing. You're 7-6. I don't think you're going to catch Noto in the points for it, even if Noto loses and you win. I don't think Sky's going to catch you. So you guys are pretty much locked into that 4th and 5th lineup where you guys are going to play each other first week of the playoffs. So that's where we are. That's the last week, and I already kind of talked about the standings. But yeah, so I'd sit alone at first place. I've clinched a bye, it says. Clinched playoffs, clinched bye. So I haven't clinched the division, but even if I lose, Sean will need to outscore me by 230 points this week. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I was recording for a little bit there. File got corrupted. I just did the standings breakdown. I'll be quick with it. I'm basically locked into the 1 seed. Sean would need me to lose and for him to win, and also outscore him by 250 points for him to take that over. If he wins, he gets the 2 seed. If he loses and Noto wins, Noto gets back into the 2 seed. Noto can't drop below the 3 seed even if he loses. He's too high he's too apart from Char and Sky. Char and Sky are basically locked into the 4 and 5 seed. They might flip flop who's 4 and who's 5, but they play each other no matter what. Like they're both the 4 and 5, they'll play each other. The 6 seed is up for grabs. Logan is winning 6 seed. He's winning in. Sammy needs Logan to lose and him to win. He gets in. And then Jack is too many points behind Sammy. So if Sammy wins and Logan loses, Sammy will get it. But he's only 40 points behind Logan on the season. So if he wins and Logan loses and he outscores Logan by 40, he's in. So he has a chance. If he would have set his lineup every week on previous parts of the season, he'd be in much better shape. But that's how it goes. It always comes back to bite you. So we'll get into the predictions this week. I was just recording for like 10 minutes and it got corrupted. But candidly, it's kind of a bummer looking up the matchups this week. We have 3 people that haven't set their lineups or 2 people that haven't set their lineups. So it is what it is. It just bums me out, but it's okay. Next year we'll do a last place punishment, and hopefully this will stop. But Sky and Omar has said he's not going to set his lineup. I doubt he's watching this. Zay Flowers, Kelsey, and the Texans defense. Zay Flowers, Sutton, and Houston's on bye, so he has subs for him. I don't think he'll plug him in. I mean, he's going to be down 3 people, so I'm just going to I already put Sky winning. Sammy and Noto, I don't think liked my use of the word bojangling, so he benched all of his starters as a haha while I record, which is a hilarious thing that guy does because he's so funny. So even though right now Sammy's a 4-point favorite, I bet Noto will end up being like a 20-point favorite. Sammy really needs to win. He needs to win to keep his playoff hopes alive. I think his team's decent. Like, Garendo is a pickup that he desperately needed. He gets Devonta for the week. He gets Gibbs after trading both of them for Derrick Henry, which honestly I thought was a good trade for both teams. Sammy needs players this week, and Char gets an upgrade at running back. So I thought that was a good trade for both of them. I wrote Noto to win because Noto's team is better on paper than Sammy's. But, when they played in week 2, Sammy won 171-94. So crazier things have happened. And when Omar and Sky played previously, they played in week 1. Omar won 157-87. So 2 beatdowns previously. But with Omar not setting his lineup, it looks like he's not going to get the sweep on Sky. Char and Jack. So Jack has set his lineup. It's just he has Joe Mixon, Lamar, and Brian Robinson on bye, and then he traded away Dowdle for Deontay Johnson, who he could definitely use back at this juncture. His starting running back's Alex Madison, who we don't even know is going to play. He's going to have to hit the waiver wires for 2 running backs. So that whole little spiel I had about him possibly being able to get in if he outscored Logan by 40 and Logan loses is looking like it's pretty near impossible. I think Char takes this even with Derrick Henry and Jaden Daniels and Hunter Henry on bye. I think Char has this one in the bag. These 2 teams did play each other in week 3. Char won 132-80. Our second to last matchup is Sean and Stern. Stern hasn't set his lineup. CMC's out for the year. Nico's on bye. Mark Andrews is on bye. So, I mean, I would love for him to set his lineup. It'd be great if he could, but, it is what it is at this point. If Sean gets the win, he gets the bye. I'm sure Noto would love for Stern to set his lineup and, maybe help him out a little bit to try and get that bye, but I can't control anyone. You guys are all adults. I'd love for everyone to set their lineups and care, but it is what it is. Sean's team's looking like a well-oiled machine. He does have Ramondre and Scary Terry on bye this week. He's got Thielen in his second flex. Wouldn't be surprised to me if he plugs in David Njoku to that second flex. Maybe runs a double tight end option this week. And he's got the Dolphins defense going up against New York. So that's Sean's play this week. Might have to look into that for a separate league. Me and Log. So I'll be honest, this is pretty unfortunate for Log because right now he's projected to be the 3rd highest scorer, and it's just not in me not to set my lineup. So maybe if Log was playing like Ben or Omar or even Jack this week, he'd feel much better about his chances of being winning in. But I'm currently a 27-point favorite, and that's with Log setting his lineup. So I might need to plug in Lad McConkey over Cooper Kupp this week. We'll see what happens. But I'm picking myself here. I'm projected for 153. Oh, okay. And the picks in order are Sky over Omar, Noto over Sammy, Char over Jack, and Sean over Stern. I wrote that backwards. Sean over Stern, Jared over Log. So, tough one. I'd love to see Log get in, but It's not in me to throw. Just not who I am as a person. So that's what I have for you this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the surprise of Jack. As always, I appreciate the banter. I appreciate the trades. I appreciate the people making the claims. So, yeah, go Pats.